is Jennifer from Faith Journeys, and today I'm visiting with Darius Villalobos, the Director of Diversity and Inclusion with NFCYM, based out of Chicago, Illinois. Welcome, Darius. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
So, Darius, you've participated in pilgrimage travel for over a decade. You're part of a youth forum at the Vatican in 2010. You traveled as a participant to Madrid for World Youth Day in 2011, and you have worked with us here at Faith Journeys as both a leader and a host with the Archdiocese of Chicago, the pilgrimage to the World Youth Day in Krakow in 2016. So a lot of traveling on your end.
All have been blessings and just amazing opportunities to go see the
I
world and
know.
the church.
Well, based on your own experience, why do you think pilgrimage is so important for your community?
Yeah. So I would define my community in two ways. One have been the young people that I've been blessed to serve over the years and the variety of roles that I've been in, whether that's at a parish or at the diocese, and now serving at the national level ministry with church leaders. And I think the consistent thing that I appreciate about pilgrimage experience is that you really get to see the church in just amazing and brand new ways. Particularly for a World Youth Day, the diversity of people that you meet and cultures you get to experience and come in contact with can completely change the way that you understand what it means to be Catholic with a small c, that idea of being universal and being all connected. But I also think those experiences give you a new understanding and appreciation of how big the church really is and how far our faith expands to all these different corners of the world, to all these beautiful sites, whether they're natural spaces, parks, and beautiful images that were created, or some of the amazing churches and architecture that we see in so many wonderful places. But it just gives you a different perspective of how we're a part of something so much bigger than ourselves. And I think that can only help you understand and appreciate how big God is and how we experience God in so many different ways all over the world.
I think you're right. It's interesting. You go into the United States and, our history here isn't quite as long even as the history overseas. So to see the art, the architecture, the buildings, just the locations, some of the history is really amazing, to just go, and you just can't get out of a picture what you can get when you actually stand live in front of some of these buildings and standing in the footsteps of the great saints.
Absolutely. And I think for young people, it helps to make all those stories that they hear in religious ed classes and that they read in books, it makes it all real, because you know that the people that we hear about, the saints that we read and experience and pray with, they're all real people who walk the earth and were in some of these places, in some of these spaces. So to see that yourself, it just brings it all home. And it's something that because the United States doesn't have the same history, years and years of, we don't experience it quite the same way. But there's nothing quite like going to some old place in Europe and realize this has been around since Jesus's time, or since the
Yeah.
disciples' time, and it's humbling, but it also makes you feel connected.
Yeah, I'm eating pasta and next to a building that St. Francis saw.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, don't forget the food, because really the food is
Can't
a
forget
big
the food.
plus to the experience.
That's right. So parents, give your kids money for food and gelato.
Yes,
Um,
lots of gelato.
that's right. So, and also, I just kind of wanted to know what your most meaningful experience was for you while on pilgrimage.
Yeah, no, that's hard. I think there's so many amazing moments to look at, but for me, it was really two experiences, but the same context. Going to World Youth Day and being together for the closing vigil for me is always just an powerful, powerful moment. There's nothing quite like being gathered with hundreds of thousands of your new friends. Being there, listening to different cultures and different languages being spoken, and all the flags from all over the world. And you're usually sitting outside, spending the night in a field, or in a abandoned Air Force base or something crazy. But you're all there connected through your faith and through our love of Jesus Christ. And there's nothing for me, that kind of gets the idea of what heaven must be like, to see all of that diversity, all of those different communities and people there, and yet there's so much joy, and there's so much excitement, and there's so much that reminds you why to be church. What does it mean to be a Christian? It's that shared faith and connectedness that we have, and so those experiences, no matter how much work it takes to get there
Yeah.
and walk and travel to those spaces, they absolutely make it worthwhile, because there's nothing like it.
Yeah, and I think even that the excitement and the expectation about what's about to occur, everyone being together, it really does raise the level of faith. And
Hmm.
that, I think that's when miracles happen. That's when what you're praying for, you can believe the Lord can do
Hmm.
whatever he wants to do in your circumstance. So it's just powerful being there
Absolutely.
united as a church.
Mhm.
Well, Darius, thank you so much for your time today. It's always good to hear how pilgrimage impacts our lives and communities. That's all for this edition of A Conversation With. Keep visiting our website, YouTube channel, and Facebook page to see more videos and to learn more about group spiritual journeys and faith journeys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.